Put the brakes on there, cowboy, because it is not going to be that easy. But we have we've been doing this a long time, and there's a very formula. We do step 1, then step 2, then step 3, all the way down the line. And in each one of those steps, we talk about each one, and each step builds on the next. What you're going to find here, even in this week, what we're doing today is going to build on what we do tomorrow. What we do tomorrow will build on the next day, and so on and so forth, so that in the end of the week, you feel like you have a complete picture. People are asking if we can get a copy of the mind map. Let me see if we can do that. I don't know. I don't know of what value. It wouldn't be of massive value to you because each one of these has to be explained. But I mean, we probably can. I'll have to, let me see what I can do about that. I don't actually have. I just took a snapshot of it. It's online. The second thing is I don't want you to get overwhelmed by looking at this. Okay, you're not supposed to be able to read it, Crystal. The idea, the reason I put this up was to show you the process that's involved. That we're not doing things on accident around here, okay? But I don't want you to get overwhelmed because this is really a very simple and straightforward process. Trading is not a hard thing to understand or get a grasp of. It's hard to implement. It's hard to do consistently, and that's why we lay things out the way that we do, so that you guys have a very, very clear picture about what we're doing. Okay. Now, I know you guys thought you were coming in here free. It's going to be a nice thing. You just come in, do what you want, leave when you want. But here's the thing. There are some things that I'm going to ask you to do over the course of this week. Okay. Number 1 is to stay actively engaged. You guys are being great. You're engaged now. I know I haven't answered a lot of questions. What I will do is we will have plenty of time in here where we will allow you guys to ask questions. But those of you guys who are asking questions while I'm talking, you tend to mess up my chi and my rhythm. And so I just typically don't look at the questions while I'm in a mode. But I will give you guys plenty of time to ask questions later, okay? So don't feel like, oh, he's not answering my question. Just give me some space to do that. But stay actively engaged. Take notes, pen and paper. I played a whole song so you guys could get it. I want you guys taking notes because, guys, there are going to be times when I do things like throw out a website, or we'll be talking about something that won't be in any documentation, and the only way you're going to either have to scrub through 2 hours of video to find it, or you need to write it down. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do is ask questions, okay? When the question time comes around, ask your questions. I will answer to the best of my ability the pertinent questions. Now, here's the questions that I don't answer. If you're not asking stuff that's pertinent to the topic at hand, so if in a minute when Akil starts talking about structure analysis, and you're asking questions about something unrelated to structure analysis, well, chances are I'm not going to answer your question, or Akil's not going to answer your question, because we're going to stay very much on task and on point throughout this entire week. But I ask you guys to do all will you do that for me? Say yes. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you so very much. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Everybody stop saying yes for a minute. Here's what I want to do. This is the other thing that I want you guys to pay attention to. All right. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to unprivatize this room right now, okay? Now, here's what I want you to do. Everybody say yes. When I open it up for questions, this is what I typically see, okay? When people are asking questions, I get 1,500 people who are slamming me with that. It's a tsunami. A tsunami. And so what I would ask you guys to do is just be patient with me, okay? I'm doing the best I can. A lot of you, there's only Akil and I in here. Okay. So let's talk a little bit. I'm gonna run through this, the 4 stages of a trader. This is your first lesson. So now we're gonna go. Does anybody need a break? Should we take a break and come back? You guys need to refill the coffee cup or anything? Or do you want to just keep going? God, now I've just got, it's a barrage now. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Let's take a break right now because we're about 50 minutes in. We shouldn't have these be more than about an hour. We're going to take a break. I'll come back. We'll talk about the 4 stages of a trader. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about my background, and then I'm going to kick it over to Akil, and Akil is going to talk